de Quebec City. Nous sommes très heureux et très excités de vous recevoir. Vous serez plus de 1500 aujourd'hui à encourager les patineurs du monde entier, les patineurs canadiens également, et on le souhaite évidemment. On aura l'occasion, cet après-midi, on a un programme très excitant pour vous. La première distance de 1500 mètres féminin, où on aura 3 Canadiennes, et je vous les présenterai un peu plus tard, et des patineuses de très haut calibre de niveau mondial qui vont se disputer la Coupe du Monde 2023-2024 sur la distance de 1500 mètres. On aura par la suite un des plats principaux du jour, le 500 mètres masculin, avec notre héros local, Laurent Dubreuil, qui va se battre pour aller chercher la première place au cumulatif de la Coupe du Monde sur 500 mètres cette année. Le 500 mètres féminin également suivra la course chez les hommes. Ensuite, le sprint par équipe suivra chez les femmes, où on aura, chez les hommes, pardon, où on aura les Canadiens qui vont participer, qui sont généralement des prétendants au podium sur le sprint par équipe. Et finalement, la dernière distance, et non la moindre, probablement la plus excitante à regarder, le départ groupé chez les femmes, où on a, croyez-le ou non, les 2 meneuses au classement général de la Coupe du Monde cette année. Valérie Maltec est en première position, et je suis certain que Valérie a un gros fan club ici présent aujourd'hui. Et Yvalie Blondin également en 2e position, donc de gros enjeux pour ces patineuses aujourd'hui. D'ailleurs, Valérie Maltec et Yvalie vont participer aux 1500 mètres dans environ 8 minutes. So we'll have a packed program for you today with 1500 meters in the women, and then the 500 meters in the men and the women. Team sprint in the men, and then finishing this with the toppings on the IC, mass start in the women. So stick with us. This is going to be an exciting afternoon for everyone. Vous présenter dans quelques secondes sur l'écran principal l'équipe canadienne qui nous a donné tout un spectacle en fin de semaine et qui va continuer de le faire aujourd'hui. Donc vous pouvez vous tourner pour ceux qui voient l'écran principal dans le droit opposé et vous aurez l'occasion de voir l'équipe canadienne. This is our national team who gave us a great show this weekend and more to come this afternoon, so you'll be introduced to them one at a time. L'équipe canadienne qui nous a fièrement représenté à cette Coupe du Monde, la première depuis 32 ans au centre de glace. Vous pouvez applaudir Madison Pearman, Anders Johnson qui a participé plus tôt aujourd'hui aux 500 mètres, Emilien McCluskey, Graham Fish, spécialiste des longues distances. Karen Hiller, participera aux 500 mètres un peu plus tard. Connor Howe, 3e place aux 1500 mètres. Isabelle Waterman, spécialiste des longues distances. Antoine Gélina Beaulieu.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third day of the 6th and final World Cup of the 2023-2024 season. The skaters have been battling all throughout the season to be the best of the world in their respective distances. And we had a few distances being decided in the past 2 days. And today we'll see 5 more distances being decided. We have for you today the 1500 meters for women. Then the 500 meters for men. Then the 500 meters for women. Then the team sprint for men. And finally, the mass start for women. We already had some 500 meters yesterday, but they are skated twice in the same weekend in some World Cups, as are they this weekend. And for some distances, it's still open who wins. Others are pretty much already decided. But regardless of that, it will be very exciting. There might be some track records that are broken today. There might be some exhilarating emotional races. And at the very end, we'll see what the best mass start races of the world can do. It's been a beautiful 3 days here. Well, it's been only 2 days. It'll be a beautiful 3rd day here in the new indoor rink in Quebec City. 2.5 years ago, this was just an open outdoor rink, which was still a rink. You could still skate there, but this is Quebec City. It gets cold here. It got down to minus 30 sometimes. There was a story from Irene Wust on the Dutch broadcast 2 days ago. And she actually skated in 2004. She skated a junior interland here. Country match is what they call it. Which is basically a precursor of the Junior World Cups. Those didn't exist yet. And the second day was called off, was cancelled because it was minus 33 degrees. Fahrenheit or Celsius, they're almost identical at that point. So very, very cold. And the problem with that is that doesn't encourage kids very much to skate. There was an item with Laurent Dubreuil about it, among others. And he's very happy with this rink. Anyway, here you got the start list for women. 1500 meters. Aidova against Smeding. Myers against McCluskey. Kikuchi Lollobrigida. Yang van Elst. Onodera Wijfje. McGregor Kiel. Malte Wiklund. Beune Sato. Meihan against Marijke Groenewoud. And at the very end, Brittany Bowe against Ivany Blondin. These are the standings, and Mio Takagi has won the World Cup. You can get a maximum of 60 points, the difference is 83. She participated 5 times, she won 5 times. She's not here today, but she will still win. And Meihan will most likely be second. And the first pair is already ready to go. So in the inner lane, Jekaterina Aidova, and in the outer lane, Elia Smeding. Smeding skated some personal bests on the 1000 meter last week in Salt Lake City. Her 1500 meters most likely won't be a personal best because that's set in Heerenveen, which is a faster rink than this. But who knows, maybe she can surprise us.
Ready.
And in the inner lane we have veteran Jekaterina Aidova. 500, 1000, 1500, she can do it all. And the interesting thing about Aidova is that despite being able to skate a good 500 meters, she usually starts off rather slow on the 1500 meters, trying to conserve energy and push it all into that final lap. 26.12 for Smeding, which is good for her. 26.6 for Aidova. She has opened 25.0 before. And this is a tactic that we've seen before from her. And she can definitely go faster. She does this deliberately. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Smeeding takes a big lead here. The 1000 meters is her best distance, and she uses that speed always in the first lap to skate a very fast one. There we go, 28.6. Well, just in case a miracle happens, let's see what the track record is. The track record on this distance, on the 1500 meters here, is 1:55.50, held by Ivany Blondin from the Canadian Championships the previous season. Smeeding is likely not going to beat that, but you never know. Now, 31 lap, 1:25.96. That track record is far out of reach now. 31.88 for Aidova. Aidova is not going to break the 2 minutes. For Smeeding, the 2-minute barrier is definitely very much possible. Although she's having a lot of trouble now with her technique. No energy left, which is good at the end of a 1500. And her final time is 1:59.47. Aidova 2:02.13. Aidova a much better last lap. In fact, she lost only 0.7 of a second in that final lap compared to the previous one. Problem is, she lost too much in the beginning. And I find it a bit of an odd choice as a sprinter. She definitely has her reasonings for it. Obviously, I don't know what those are. But I'm rather curious. That was a good first race, under 2 minutes already. In our next pair, we have two North Americans against each other. Within the inner lane, Greta Myers, the 19-year-old American skater, was still a junior last year, against Abigail McCluskey, the Canadian with the home team advantage. Listen to that crowd.
Go to the start.
Greta Myers has been entirely in the B division this season, on the 1500, until now of course.
Ready.
And McCluskey only started her season in the World Cups last week. Was third in the B division there, so she promoted. And that's why we see her here today. Myers has the faster 300 meters here. With a time of 25.87. And that's a good opener. Myers is also not afraid to go hard and fast. And take a gamble on where it all ends up. And McCluskey is a very typical 1500 meter skater. First lap, 28.69 for Myers, 29.0 for McCluskey. Will McCluskey be able to go in front here, or will she have to slow down a bit? She goes behind. That's unfortunate for Myers. Myers could have used a good draft here. Would have helped her. But you can't always have the luck. One more lap to go. And the lap time is 30.78, 6/10 ahead of Elias Smeeding. And McCluskey 30.8, a second behind Myers. Now it all comes down to that final lap. If Myers can keep it under 34 seconds, she will beat Smeeding's time. And McCluskey is coming back. McCluskey is beating Greta Myers here. McCluskey has more left. More left for that final sprint. And her final time is 1:58.65 goes into first place. And Myers 1:59.32 goes into second place. McCluskey was never this fast on a low altitude rink. She beat that time with over a second. So I would say incredible time from McCluskey here. Myers has been a little bit faster before than she was here, but not that much. So still a good time for Myers as well. And being only 19 years old and having improved a lot compared to the previous season, Myers is a great promise on the longer distances for America. Because the 3,000, 5,000 meters for women are historically poor distances for the United States. So to have someone who is actually really good at those, Myers mostly 1500 3K, not so much 5K yet, is really cool. In the next pair here, in the outer lane, Francesca Lollobrigida, and in the inner lane, Sumire Kikuchi. This will be the last time this season we see Lollobrigida. Well, not quite, mass start later today, but today will be the last day we'll see her. She will not go to the World Championships, I've been told. She will go home and to spend more time with her son, and next year be back full time again.
Ready.
Kikuchi has been doing long track for only a very short time, because she comes from short track, and just a few years ago decided to go for long track now. Has been doing so with reasonable success. Started in the B division, worked her way up to the A division. Best result last week, 12th. So I would say not just reasonable success, just success. Lollobrigida slightly faster in the opener. This season Lollobrigida has had really good final laps. And that's exactly what the stadium announcer says as well. We agree. Stadium announcer is Robert Dubreuil, by the way, brother of Laurent Dubreuil, who we'll see later today on the men's 500 meters. 29.0 for Lollobrigida. Still ahead of McCluskey. Kikuchi almost the same lap, a little bit behind. Still has every chance though. Lollobrigida keeps a bit of a lead, and with that strong finisher that she has a very good chance to win this race now. 30.5, 30.8 for Kikuchi. Lollobrigida extends her lead over McCluskey. Now McCluskey had a solid final lap. Will Kikuchi be able to go in front? Oh, Lollobrigida had to wait a little bit there. That could be a disqualification for Kikuchi. She took all the risk. I guess understandably so, because having to wait would take a very long time. Would cost her at least a second, probably more. Anyway, will Lollobrigida be able to go in first place? Yes, she will, with a good final lap. 1:57.61. And 1:59.13 for Kikuchi. Third place so far. 1:57.61. That's a strong time. Lollobrigida is another skater who's not afraid to fly into it. Not so much on the 1500 meters, because she's more of a stayer. More of a long distance skater. But on the 3000 meters, she's not afraid to skate very fast laps and hope for the best. I always appreciate it when skaters do that. And it works for her, because at the Olympics 2 years ago, she got second place. And look at that, she has an Olympic necklace. Of course, in 2 years, the Olympics will be in her home country, in Italy. Pair 4, Binyu Yang in the inner lane. Against Isabelle van Elst in the outer lane. Bin Yang, one of the Chinese skaters who's really been up and coming this season. Skated some big personal bests.
To the start.
The 1500 and the 3K. Isabella van Elst has been
Ready.
with us for a few more years. Yang is just 21, Van Elst is 25, which is still quite young. Van Elst is an all-round sprinter, does 500, 1000 and 1500. And she does take the lead on this opener, which makes sense. Or a sprinter against an all-rounder. Opener 25.85 for Van Elst and Yang 26.27. So Van Elst has a lead now on Lollobrigida. Ooh, Van Elst both arms on her back. As I said earlier when we saw the men's 1500 meters, there has been a trend lately. And sometimes you even see sprinters. Ooh, big slip from Van Elst. You sometimes even see sprinters doing that. Such as Van Elst. 28.9, good lap. Faster than Lollobrigida. Bin Yang not that far behind with 29.3. And being more of an all-rounder, Yang should have the stronger second half. And if I'm seeing it correctly, she's already closing the gap. Yang is already past Van Elst. What will this middle lap be? Ooh, 30.3. That's very good. Now, can she push out a final lap rivaling Lollobrigida? Can she go under 32 seconds? That will be phenomenal. Bin Yang's fastest time at sea level is 1:59.17. She will easily beat that. Lollobrigida's time to beat 1:57.61. I think that's going to be tough, but let's see. 1:57.61, not quite. 1:58.12 goes into second place. Beats her best low altitude time by about a second. Which is in line with her setting personal bests on high altitude as well. So it was kind of to be expected, but it's still nice that it also actually happens. Because she does have to do it, and that's not very simple. The Chinese Skating Association as a whole has been investing in the longer distances. Usually mostly sprint, but now longer distances as well. Which you see mostly with the men, but also with the women a bit. Such as this young Bin Yang. The first Dutch skater of the day. Melissa Wijfje in the outer lane. Against in the inner lane, Yuna Onodera. Wijfje struggled quite a bit for a while. Had an injury on her ankle.
Go to the start.
But has made a comeback this season.
Ready.
The differences in personal bests is massive between these two skaters. Several seconds. But that doesn't necessarily say everything. Onodera can definitely win this, because Wijfje is not yet at her level when she skated those personal bests. Opener roughly the same, 26.3 for both. Which is about what Lollobrigida did as well, but Lollobrigida had that strong finisher. Then again, Wijfje can do that too. Wijfje takes a lead here, had a good draft there. Wijfje in her best shape skates especially good middle laps. She's known for those. 28.7, that's a good first lap. Takes a lead on Lollobrigida now. Onodera 3/4 of a second behind Lollobrigida. Now, can Wijfje be the first one who goes under 30 seconds on that middle lap? Can she live up to her reputation? The gap with Onodera is slightly larger, but not that large. 30.12, it is the fastest. 31.02 from Onodera. Wijfje has over half a second on Lollobrigida. But Lollobrigida had a strong final lap. Wijfje can skate decent ones as well. Her stride still looks strong. So that 157.61 may go down here. 157.61. Melissa Wijfje 156.89. New best time with a very good last lap of 31.6. Ladera 159.57 goes into 8th place. Strong race from Wijfje. Her best result this season is 8th place. And this could very well be better than 8th place. Taking a look at the skaters who are coming. We have 10 more skaters left. So if 4 of those go slower than Wijfje, then she'll have a new best result. And looking at who's coming, the chance for that is, I would say, significant. But of course, as I've said before, anything can happen.
This is now pair number 6.
Here we see, in the inner lane, Caitlin McGregor, who has the best season of her life, against Esther Kiel, who peaked at the right moment. Caitlin McGregor has been beating national records, and thus personal bests, left and right here, on the 1000, on the 1500 and on the 3000 throughout the entire season.
Ready.
So I'm very excited to see what she can do here today in Quebec. Esther Kiel skated 3 full seconds off her personal best at the Dutch qualifiers in October, and you never see that with someone who's 27 years old and has been participating for many years. Juniors sometimes do it, but people who've been participating for that long, rarely. So that was a very big surprise. Qualified for the World Cups. McGregor, good opener here, 25.9. But then in the World Cups itself, Esther Kiel wasn't quite able to live up to that race that she skated in October, unfortunately. Has been in the A group consistently, but didn't reach top 10 yet. Neither has McGregor. 28.9 for McGregor, 29.4 for Kiel. McGregor is ahead of Wijfje. Wijfje had that good second half though. McGregor can skate a good 3K. So that is promising. It would be amazing if she would be able to beat Wijfje, or even come close to that time, to be honest. Considering her personal best. 39 for McGregor, 38 for Kiel. McGregor is now half a second behind Wijfje, with a lap of 30.1 here. So Wijfje's tijd is most definitely out of reach. Lollobrigida then. Probably out of reach as well, the 157.61. But who knows? Kiel is coming close, but not quite winning the race. And the final time is 158.88 for McGregor, 159.36 for Kiel. And that's for McGregor a good time. For Kiel, it's what she's been doing this season in the World Cup. Unfortunately, still nowhere close to her race in Heerenveen in October. think this is her last 1500 of the season. Well, perhaps not. Maybe she'll do it at the Dutch All-Round Championships. Yeah, she'll probably participate there. And otherwise, we'll see her back next season, internationally at least. And McGregor we'll, of course, also see next season. And if she manages to improve some more, she can go towards top 8, maybe. Here though, Valérie Maltais, home favorite. Against former world champion Ragnar Wiklund. Yes, she's mostly a long distance skater nowadays. But in 2021 she, well, completely randomly, out of the blue, became world champion on the 1500 meters.
Ready.
Being a distance skater, as is Maltais, the start won't be the best part of the races of these ladies. Maltais probably a little bit faster than Wiklund. They're reasonably even. But of course the laps can be really good. 26.6, 27.00 for Wiklund. That is on the slow side. That is quite slow. These laps will have to be something special then. Wiklund not in the best shape, unfortunately. She was really good in the fall, the first 4 World Cups. Had a lot of problems with being sick since the new year. 28.4 for Maltais. Now that's a lap. 29.2 for Wiklund. Wiklund not skating her best race. Still feeling the effects of being ill a lot. She said she had about the same amount of sick days as training days in January. Well, we'll focus on Maltais then. 30.00. Again, a faster lap than Wijfje showed us. And she's ahead now. Wijfje had a final lap of 31.6. So if Maltais can do the same, or faster, she'll be able to beat the time set by Wijfje. And that time is 1:56.89. Can she beat that? 1:56.89. Final time is 1:57.13. And Wiklund 1:58.35. Maltais goes into second place with a good race, and Wiklund goes into 5th place. Well, I say a good race. In fact, Maltais has never been this fast at sea level. So I'd say an incredibly good race. Wiklund has been much faster, but you can't compare someone who's been ill to their best times. That's not fair. And for Maltais, this will be her first top 10 spot on the 1500 meters. She's second now, and we've only got 6 more skaters to go. This is Melissa Wijfje. She's still leading, still in first place.
Now moving on to pair number 8.
Pair 8, Joy Boyne against Ayano Sato. Sato had her best season 2 years ago, the Olympic season. Skated some really incredible times. A 1:51 in Salt Lake. And also 1:54 in Nagano. Joy Boyne has her best season this season.
Ready.
Bone qualified for the 1500 meters and the 5000 meters on the World Championships in 2 weeks, but not the one in the middle, not quite the 3000 meters unfortunately. Didn't quite make it. On this distance though, she's been doing very well. Got a podium spot last week. Sato 25.58, Bone 26.26. And that's for Bone a decent opener. For Sato that's a good one. Sato is definitely going to have the lead at the 700 meters. But Bone is more of a distance skater. Sato skates mostly 1000, 1500 meters. And sometimes the 3K as well. Well, Sato had a lot of lead going into that turn, but at the 700 meters she's been passed by Bone, who skates the fastest lap of the day with 28.4. Sato 29.1. Takes Bone a little bit more time to get up to that speed, but her top speed is so much higher here. And takes a massive gap here. Massive lead. Middle lap. 29.6. Now that's a middle lap that I like. She's almost a second ahead of Melissa Wijfje. Melissa Wijfje had a good final lap, but Bone can do one too. 1:56.89 is the time to beat. Can Wijfje do that? 1:55.50 is the track record. And it is exactly the track record. Bone goes into first place, of course. 1:55.50 equals, ties the track record. Sato 1:57.64 goes into 5th place. So unless Joy Bone's time gets corrected, as it sometimes does, she will not officially get the track records. Because she wasn't the first to skate this time here. Of course, a very, very good race. Very, very strong. And Mio Takagi is absent, of course. Mio Takagi's been very strong. But this does make Joy Bone one of the favorites, at least for the podium in 2 weeks. She's not won yet here, of course. We still have Meihan and Marijke Groenewoud. And another pair after this as well. Meihan has done incredibly well at the Chinese Winter Games back in January. She won 3 distances, the 1500, the 3K and the 5K.
Go to the start.
And made a lot of money doing so. Those are very important in China, the Chinese Winter Games.
Ready.
Groenewoud has improved a lot again this season. Set new personal bests on the 1500, the 3K and the 5K. And will be skating the World Championships as well, of course. Meihan takes the lead. Groenewoud has been a little bit ill. So I'm not sure what we can expect from her. 25.7, I would say that's quite good for Meihan. 26.1 for Groenewoud, that's not too shabby either. Meihan has gotten 1 podium place here at the World Cup in Beijing. 1 podium place on the 1500 meters this season. Groenewoud has gotten 2. First lap. 28.7 for Han, 28.8 for Groenewoud. Han lost almost her entire the gap that she had on Joy Bone and her entire lead. And Joy Bone had that fantastic middle lap. Han takes a lead on Groenewoud now. With a strong draft there on the crossing. Groenewoud had 29.6. Meihan 29.9, sub 30. That's still really good. And Groenewoud 30.3. That's not too bad either. With a good final lap, Groenewoud might still be able to win this race. Doesn't quite look like it though. I think she's been burned up a bit from being ill as well. Time to beat 1:55.50. Can Meihan beat Joy Boone? Not quite. She does go into second place though, 1:56.39. Groenewoud 1:57.27. Goes into fifth place. And we have one more pair to go, which means at least another podium spot for Joy Boone. And perhaps even her first World Cup victory on this distance. She already got her first individual victory last week on the 3000 meters. Final pair, Brittany Bowe in the inner lane against Yvonne Blondin on the outside. Blondin once again home favorite, home team advantage. And Brittany Bowe, well, her list of accolades on the 1500 meters is quite long. Bowe, former world record holder, back in 2015 for about a week.
Go to the start.
And multiple world championship medals.
Ready.
This season though, Bowe has not cracked the top 4 yet in the World Cup. And neither has Blondin. So if they would win, that would be a big improvement for both of them. Brittany Bowe, will she set the fastest opener of the day? Yes, she will. 25.42. Blondin 26.32. Nearly a second slower, but for Blondin, this is all right. Blondin, mostly a first lap skater. That's the one she often does really, really well. And it looks like she has closed the gap a little bit. Well, quite significantly so, I'd say. 28.4 for Blondin, 28.9 for Bowe. As I said, very fast lap from Blondin. Now can she put it through? Can she keep the speed? And what can Bowe do still? Bowe really a sprinter. Usually not that strong at the end. Blondin has a lead now and might be able to get a very good draft in the last crossing. 30.3 from Blondin, nearly a second behind Joy Boone now. 31.0 from Bowe. Bowe has no chance to beat Boone. Blondin, well, a miracle would happen if Blondin wants to do it. Gets a very good draft though. Time to beat 1:55.50. With a miraculous final lap, it is possible. 1:55.50, time to beat. That's not going to happen. Blondin 1:57.78 goes into 8th place. Bowe 1:58.98 goes into place 13. And with that, Joy Boone again wins a World Cup, her first on the 1500 meters. Also, Mio Takagi wins the overall World Cup. I don't know if she's here. She did skate the 1000 meters 2 days ago, but she might have already left. So she might not be able to receive the cup for now. So Beune first place, tied the track record. Meihan into second place, which is another podium place for Meihan, her second on this distance this season. Very nice to see. Melissa Wijfje, third place, which is by far her best result of the season. Wijfje is back. Malta, fourth place, also her best result of the season. Lola Brigida, first time in the A division on this distance and immediately top 6. Very nice to see. Here we have the official results. As I said, Beune, Han, Wijfje, Malta, Groenewoud, Lola Brigida. And then Sato, Blondin, Yang, 2 Chinese skaters in the top 10. Very nice. Wiklund, despite being ill a lot, still top 10. And then on the second page, once we get to see it, McCluskey, McGregor, Bow, Kikuchi, Myers, Kiel, Smeeding, Anadera, Van Elst, and at the very end, the only one above 2 minutes, Yekaterina Aidova. And the World Cup standings, Takagi wins, Meihan, second place, Beune goes into third place, and that's the podium we'll see today here. And then Groenewoud and Bo round out the top 5 for the overall World Cup on the 1500 meters this season. We'll have a nice preparation now, and in 15 minutes, at 22 minutes past the hour, we'll be back with the men's 500 meters.
Of course. Oh, keep going. Yeah.
victory ceremony for the ISU World Cup 1500 meters in the women. Mesdames et messieurs, la cérémonie de remise des médailles du 1500 mètres femmes de la Coupe du Monde ISU de Québec. Mr. Albert Azelhoff, the ISU delegate, will be presenting the medals. The memorable gift will be presented by Mr. Régis Labombe, ex-mayor of Quebec City and recently induced in the Hall of Fame of the Speed Skating Quebec Federation. Les médailles seront présentées par le délégué de l'ISU, M. Albert Azelhoff, et le souvenir sera présenté par nul autre que M. Régis Labombe, ancien maire de Québec et nouveau membre du Temple de la renommée de patinage de vitesse Québec. Bronze medalist representing the Netherlands, médaillé de bronze représentant les Pays-Bas, Melissa Weisby. Silver medalist representing China, la médaillée d'argent représentant la Chine, Han Mei. Gold medalist and winner of the 1500 meters representing the Netherlands, la médaille d'or et gagnante du 1500 mètres des Pays-Bas, equaling the track record avec un temps égal du record de piste, Joy Byrne. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your podium of the women's 2020 1500 meters of the ISU World Cup in Quebec City. Votre podium du 1500 mètres chez les femmes. This is the victory ceremony for this season ISU Overall World Cup trophies in the 1500 meters in the women. Voici la cérémonie de remise des trophées du 1500 mètres chez les femmes de la Coupe du Monde ISU 2023-2024. The trophies will be presented by the ISU delegate, Mr. Albert Azelhoff. Les trophées seront présentés par le délégué de l'ISU, Mr. Albert Azelhoff. In third place overall, representing the Netherlands, en troisième place du classement cumulatif des Pays-Bas, Joy Byrne. In second place overall, representing China. En deuxième place du classement cumulatif, représentant la Chine, Han Mei. Alors, la gagnante de la Coupe du Monde, Miko Takagi, ne peut être parmi nous aujourd'hui. Elle a gagné 5 des 6 1500 mètres. Donc, on vous présente, representing your podium for this year, 1500 meter overall ISU World Cup in the women. Voici votre podium du 1500 mètres de classement général de la Coupe du Monde ISU 2023-2024.
In a few minutes, we'll start with the men's 500 meters, the second one of the weekend. Here are the pairs. Martin Lieve against Scheperkamp in the first pair, then Morimoto against Voste, Michalski, Tja, Magnussen, McLeod, Boza, Neil Jop is Cuerdio, Bobman, Lorenzen, Chirek, Yamamoto, Murakami, Kania, Kim Morishige, and some big fireworks in that last race. Laurent Debruyne against Jordan Stoltz. You will see the World Cup standings. Morishige 445 points. Debruyne 426. That is not impossible. Murakami with 406. That's very unlikely that he's going to be able to win, but he may be able very well to keep his podium spot. Morishige did not skate that great yesterday, so if Debruyne wins today and Morishige does the same, then Debruyne will also take the Grand World Cup. We'll have to wait and see. We had a B division earlier today, which saw some really good times. Yanken Zhao, the Canadian, went under 35 seconds, which doesn't happen very often at sea level in the B division. 34.99. And then 34.0 for Westerbroek, Otterspeer and Honan Du. And then 35.11 for Sang-Yok Cho. 5 people that fast in the B division. That's never happened before at low altitude. That's very fast. So maybe that's foreboding some really good times in the A division as well. Who knows? They should be starting in 1 minute, but we saw them fiddling with the time system, but apparently that's normal. I wasn't sure. Here we have the first pair. Martin Lieve against Marijn Scheperkamp. Lieve about the only good Estonian skater, so naturally Estonian national record holder. And Marijn Scheperkamp, one of the fastest Dutch 500 meter skaters at the moment.
Ready.
We can nicely compare to what they did yesterday. Both the opener and the final time. And both are faster. 9.76 for Scheperkamp and 9.80 for Lieve. That's, ooh, big slip there from Scheperkamp in the outer lane. In the outer turn. He has almost closed the gap to Lieve now though. Can he get it with a good inner turn? They're about side by side. I think Lieve has a slight lead. He does. 35.09 for Lieve. 35.33 for Scheperkamp. Lieve ever so slightly slower than yesterday. Scheperkamp a little bit more slower. Scheperkamp looked to close the gap a bit on that crossing with the draft behind Lieve. Perhaps I saw it wrong. Perhaps he really did, but either way, at the end Lieve was the fastest. I wonder what Scheperkamp would have skated if he didn't have that slip in the first turn. Here we have Takuya Morimoto against Matthias Vostey. Well, the gap on the crossing will be quite big here, I can guarantee it, if everything goes normally. Morimoto has a good opener. Vostey, last few races very consistently in the 10-0. Yesterday in the B division, Vostey 35.17. That was the his fastest time ever at sea level. Ooh, false start. Morimoto. Not stable. Probably what the starter is going to say. Oh, it's actually Vostey who gets it. Pretty sure I saw Morimoto have a little bit of movement there. Oh, now we see the white flag for Morimoto. Do they both get it? I've seen that before.
Inner lane, not stable. Go to the start.
I saw the red flag earlier. But whatever, doesn't matter. If anyone does it again, they're out.
Ready.
This time they're off without any hitches. And Morimoto, as expected, takes a lead. 9.77 and 10.02 for Vostey. Again, 10.0 for Vostey. Very consistent. Both a little bit slower than yesterday though on that first 100 meters. And Vostey looks to skate a good crossing there. Can he go faster than 35.17? Vostey, will he win the race? He will. What a lap. And 35.27. It's mostly Morimoto who doesn't skate what he should be able to do. Both a little bit slower than yesterday. The 9.7 from Morimoto is not quite what he used to be able to do. He's on 9.4, a number of 9.5s in the past. He doesn't quite have it anymore. But perhaps that can come back next season. Piotr Michalski and Minkyu Cha. Both of them went under 35 seconds yesterday.
Go to the start.
Minkyu Cha is not at the top of his game very often, but he does have 2 Olympic silver medals in this distance. So when he's good, it's at the right time.
Ready.
Whoa! Michalski had a very strong start there, and Cha a very slow start. 9.73 for Michalski, 10.10 for Cha. Cha was away very slow from the line there. Maybe he thought it was a false start for a second? Either way, the Polish skater has a big lead. Chad does close in a little, but it's not enough. And 34.72 for Michalski. 34.99 for Cha. Michalski 2/10 faster than yesterday. And Cha does skate a faster lap. But his very slow start means he is slightly slower than yesterday. $34.72. That's a magnificent time from Piotr Michalski. And he's the first one of the day to be faster than yesterday. Cooper McLeod, the man with the very fast new personal best as of last week. And Bjorn Magnussen, one of the Norwegian sprinters, who switches constantly with Lorentzen for who is the best. Yesterday, just above 35, both of them.
Ready.
Ooh, McLeod wasn't entirely stable, but he's allowed to go. What will their openers be? 9.79 for Magnussen, 9.83 for McLeod. McLeod is faster than yesterday. 0.07 of a second. Has a good draft here. Closes a bit of that gap. Can he skate a good lap? Ooh. Yeah, he holds that turn. Good turn. 34.72 time to beat. And 34.89 for McLeod. And 35.16 for Magnussen. McLeod faster than yesterday, Magnussen a little bit slower. But I saw McLeod cross the line with his skate 3 or 4 times on that final stretch. That's not allowed. If you do it once or maybe twice, the referees will usually ignore it. But he did it a lot of times, so a disqualification might follow. I hope not, but it might. Because he did cross that line a lot. Well, next pair. David Boza on the inner lane against Nil Job Izquierdo. Boza, best Italian sprinter. Nil Job, well, pretty much the only Spanish sprinter of international significance at the moment. There's a whole group of Spaniards behind it, mostly coming from inline skating. But they're not good enough yet to compete here. Yesterday, 9.9 both of them. Especially Nil Job should be able to go faster than that. 9.9 again. Nil Job even to the 100th, the exact same opener. He has a draft now and he can use that for a lap. His lap yesterday was, well, quite poor. So hopefully he can do better today. He does skate a very beautiful turn there. Is he able to catch Boza? Boza, no. Boza keeps his lead. 35.23. And Nil Job 35.55. Job a little bit faster than yesterday. Boza a little bit slower. Job has not quite been able to reach the level he had last season. Of course, we can't expect everyone to improve every season. But I do hope that he manages to reach that level again and possibly improve upon it next year. We're halfway through now. 5 more pairs to go. And Piotr Michalski, this man, still in the lead with 34.72. Here we have Jana Botman against Håvard Holmefjord Lorentzen. Lorentzen, of course, 6 years ago, Olympic champion on the 500 meters and was very close to it as well on the 1000 meters, but just got silver.
To the start.
Yesterday, Botman was the faster of these two.
Ready.
Well, you don't need to be an expert to see that that's a false start. And also rather easy to see who did it.
Clear. False start, inner lane, not stable. False start, outer lane, going down too slow.
Well,
Go to the start.
here we see it. 2 false starts in 1 start. It does happen. It's rare. Doesn't really matter as well. Because next time you're out anyway. Regardless of who does it. But it does happen.
Ready.
And off they are. And Botman looks very aggressive. Is it fast as well? It looks quite fast. 9.77. That is about the same as yesterday. Lorentzen, tiny bit slower. Can Lorentzen do it in the lap? Botman was faster yesterday. Looks to be faster again today. Gap is quite a bit smaller though. That's not 0.3 of a second. 35.07 for Botman, 35.18 for Lorentzen. It's Lorentzen who's as fast as yesterday basically. Botman who's a little bit slower. And that was all in his lap. In the next pair, we'll have another Polish skater. And let's see if he can beat his fellow countryman off of the top spot. I always like to see the 3 Polish skaters, Michalski, Jurek and Kania, because they're both of extremely similar levels. And it's fun to see who's the best every time. So, Jurek in the inner lane, Damian Jurek. And Yudai Yamamoto in the outer lane. Yamamoto improved himself so much this season. He was basically non-existent internationally last year. And suddenly this season he was there. And has been consistent in the A division as well. Yesterday, though, Yamamoto had a terrible start with 10.12. Jurek had 9.95 and both are faster than yesterday. Yamamoto under 10 seconds. And now for that final turn, that difficult inner turn for Yamamoto, you see him be very careful there. And Jurek keeps the lead. 34.72, 34.96. Goes into 3rd place. Yamamoto 35.21 goes into 9th place. Both are better than yesterday. Yamamoto especially significantly so. Over 0.2 of a second. Again, not a great opener for Yamamoto, but this is definitely something he can work with. Speaking of great openers, in the next pair we have the 3rd Polish skater, Marek Kania, and Yuma Murakami, who went 9.45 yesterday. Kania, most likely the tallest of the field here. And yesterday he skated the exact time that Michalski is still leading the pack with right now. 34.72. Murakami was faster. No false start here. And Murakami is off the line, blazingly fast again. Will he give us another 9.4? 9.52, still very good. Maracania 9.88. Also a little bit slower than yesterday. Then that 34.72 is gonna be tough. Murakami will also have to skate a good lap to beat that. Kania is close and is actually taking the lead. Has beaten Murakami. Time is 34.69. Despite a slower opener, Kania skates a hell of a lap. 24.81. And goes into the lead with 34.69. Murakami 34.81. In fact, this is the fastest lap Kania has ever skated at sea level. And very close to his fastest final time at sea level. Just a few hundredths of a second above it. Two Polish skaters in the lead right now and 3 in the top 5. You love to see it. 2 more pairs to go. Yoon Ho Kim against the leader in the World Cup standings, Wataru Morishige. Kim yesterday 34.99. Morishige was ever so slightly faster with 34.96.
Go to the start.
They'll both have to be faster today. Especially for Morishige, there is a lot on the line as he goes off the line. And the opener is ever so important here. 9.62 for Kim and 9.72 for Morishige. Morishige is 600th of a second faster than yesterday. And significantly faster than Kania. Morishige won 4 World Cups in a row earlier in the season. Then lost it a bit. Can he do it again here today? Will he even win the race? They're about even now. Morishige will win the race in 34.85. That is faster than yesterday. Goes into 4th place. Kim 34.93 goes into 6th place. Also faster than yesterday. And now it all comes down to this final race. The difference in points is 18 and 19. So if De Bruyne wants to win, if Laurent De Bruyne wins, then he got the overall World Cup. If Stolz wins and De Bruyne is still ahead of Morishige, then Morishige will win the overall World Cup, if my maths is correct. Yesterday they were very close. Stolz won with 34.51, De Bruyne 34.59. Last week Jordan Stolz won 4 gold medals at the World Cup, which made it the most successful World Cup ever for the American country. 7 gold medals, never happened before for America. A friend of mine did the research, Update Skate on Twitter if you want to look it up. Can he win his fourth here as well? He is off the line a little bit faster than De Bruyne, but De Bruyne had the faster opener yesterday. 9.59 for Stoltz. He's never been this fast before. 9.66 for De Bruyne, slightly slower than yesterday. Jordan Stoltz over a tenth faster than yesterday. His lap is usually very good. Can he break the track record? The track record is 34.37. Jordan Stoltz, a phenomenal turn there. Is it fast enough? 34.37 is the track record. Jordan Stoltz. 34.36 track record by Jordan Stoltz. Goes into first place. Wins his fourth World Cup medal. Again. Laurent De Bruyne. 34.81. Goes into fifth place. That means that Morishige has won the final World Cup. The Grand World Cup. And on the podium, two Polish skaters, Marek Kania and Piotr Michalski. I don't have the stats here, but there's a good chance that has never happened before, two Polish skaters on the podium. If it happened, that would be 2 years ago when they were all, the three of them were all very good. But Jordan Stoltz, 34.36. That is the tied 11th fastest time ever skated at sea level. Only 10 times was someone faster, including himself once. What a race. 9.59 opener, his fastest ever. His first sub 9.6. This man is unstoppable. First wins the 1000. Then the next day wins the 1500. And 2 hours later also the first 500. Then today wins another 500. He is 19. In 2 World Cups he won 8 gold medals. And I don't have the statistics ready here, but I'm pretty sure that has never happened before. 8 gold medals in 2 World Cups for one skater. Of course helped a little bit by the fact that he's a sprinter and the sprint distances are sometimes skated twice a weekend. And the long distances never are. But still, among all the sprinters, I don't think it's happened before. And that track record set by Laurent De Bruyne was very good. But Jordan Stoltz was better. What a race, what a race. Those are the races that I watch speed skating for. Absolutely phenomenal. The gap is big again as well. A third of a second between 1 and 2. And on the 500 meters, that's a lot. Cooper McLeod, the guy who went through the line a couple of times, has not been disqualified, luckily. And is still here in 7th place. And it's now waiting for the official results. You can hear what they're saying here, but I don't speak Polish, so I don't understand it. The official results are taking a while. I wonder what I think the referees are still looking at something. Perhaps what Cooper McLeod did? Usually we would have had them by now. Wait, no, we already had them. Never mind. Do we see them? I forget. I don't think we have. Ah, here they are. Unofficial results still. I wonder what they're looking at. 34-36 for Stoltz. Then a big gap. Then Kania, Michalski, Murakami, De Bruyne, Morishige, McLeod, Kim, Turek, Tja. And on the second page, Botman, Lieve, Magnussen, Lorentzen, Yamamoto, Boza, Rostay, and so on. That means, because De Bruyne didn't quite do what he did yesterday, Morishige wins the overall World Cup. Laurent De Bruyne in second place, Murakami in third place. The first European is Marek Kania in 7th place, if I saw that correctly. 7th place, yes. And then another Polish skater as the second best European. It's very clear that the 500 meters is not a European distance right now. In 3 minutes, we'll already start with the second 500 meters for women. No ice preparation in between, just a short break.
Racing will resume in 2 minutes.
Nous allons maintenant passer aux 500 mètres chez les femmes. On est rendu le 500 of the women. Il y a plusieurs candidats pour Kelly Jackson, médaillé d'or.
And here's the start list. In the first race, alone Heather Curthers. Then Wojtasik against Kim, Baran against Yamane, Boziak against Warren. Then Lee against Hiller, Chan, Verkerk, Yoshida Wojcik, Kok Yamada, Jackson Kim, and the final race, Vladeris Inagawa. In the World Cup standings, Aaron Jackson is still in the lead, Minson Kim is closing in. Jackson did not skate phenomenally well yesterday, and Kim did win, so Jackson does have to fear. Skating alone is never fun, but when someone pulls out late, as Karolina Boziak did, it can happen. Heather Curthers used to be Heather McLean until the 2022 Olympics, then took a year off, presumably got married, and now goes through life as Heather Curthers. And returned to international competitions last week.
Ready.
Yesterday, she skated in the B division and skated 38.75 with an over of 10.78. A little bit slower today. Maybe she can make up some time on that lap, but skating alone doesn't make it easier. Especially not if you start in the outer lane, because that means you could have had a draft. Final time. 39:18. Definitely not bad. The next pair then, or should I say the first pair, because this wasn't the pair. Iga Wojtaszek against Min Ji Kim. Wojtaszek mostly in the B division this season. Same goes for Min Ji Kim. This is her first result in the A division. Her first start in the A division. Same for Wojtaszek. Yesterday, both 10-7.
Ready.
See if they can do that again today. And they do. Wojtaszek the exact same opener. Min Ji Kim ever so slightly slower, but pretty much the same. Yesterday, Min Ji Kim was slightly faster than Wojtaszek, and looks to have a tiny lead here again. Wojtaszek does skate a strong final bit and takes it with 38.61, Kim 38.71. And Wojtaszek was never this fast at sea level. In fact, she was never this fast. Period. Personal best. That is, I think, the first personal best we've seen today. Doesn't happen very often right after you've been in Salt Lake City. Here we have Martina Baran, another Polish skater, against Kako Yamane. Yamane quite consistently in the A division this season. Not entirely, skated B division twice, but mostly A division. And Baran has been oscillating between it a little bit. Best result 19th in the A division.
Ready.
False. Let's see who gets it. I think it will be Yamane. Not entirely sure. No, it's the inner line.
False start, inner lane, not stable. Go to the start. Ready.
This time, no mistakes. Yesterday, both of them 10-8. Yamane was slightly faster and also was the faster between the two at the finish line. 10-8 for Yamane again, Baran 10-9. Yamane gets a nice draft here now, which may help her to a faster time than yesterday. Yesterday, Yamane was just under 39 seconds. Baran just above it. Yamane wins the race again for a final time of 38.82 and Baran 39.04. Both a little bit faster than yesterday. And with already 2 skaters behind her, this will be Yamane's best result. My apologies, I got that wrong. Got confused with Baran. Well, considering we only have 19 skaters, Baran will be at least 18th, which will be her best result as well. If you look at it like that. In the lead still, Iga Wojtaszek with 38.61. And here we have our third Polish skater. I thought Boziak had pulled out, but it was a very late change to the pairs, which I didn't quite get until this distance just started. I looked wrong. It was Voskamp who's disappeared from here, but maybe she'll be in the next pair. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, no, Voskamp is no longer in the pairs, no longer in the draw. Anyway, Boziak against Warren.
Ready.
Boziak yesterday 10.8, Warren 10.7. Both faster than yesterday. Between the two, Boziak had the faster final time. This time though, Warren has the draft. Boziak has a slight lead though, and is going to win this race. 38.59 for Boziak. Warren 38.70. Both a few tenths faster than yesterday. And both quite near their fastest times at sea level. Oh, and of course, Boziak goes into the lead with that. Warren into third place. Alright, here we have the junior world record holder, Na-Eun Lee. Skated that world record last week in Salt Lake City with 37.34. And in the other lane, we have Carolina Hiller. Hiller been in and out of the B division. Na-Eun Lee has mostly kept to the A division, except for once. Good start from Hiller. Hiller is mostly a 100 meter skater. 500 meters is already a bit long for her. 10.64 for Hiller, 10.65 for Lee. Now Lee can skate good 1000 meters as well, so her lap should be in order. But on occasion Hiller can skate good ones as well, and with the home team support, the home crowd, she almost gets next to Na-Eun Lee. Lee does win the race though, with 38.48. Goes into the lead. Hiller goes into fourth place with 38.63. We're halfway through now. We've had 5 pairs, 9 skaters. And we got 5 more pairs with 10 skaters to go. Now, in the next pair, we have a very surprising 3rd place from yesterday. Ruining Tian. Against Dutch skater in the outer lane, Naomi Verkerk.
In the inner lane from China, Tian Rooney. In the outer lane from
Chan was the fastest of these two yesterday. And the difference was made almost entirely in the first 100 meters. So if Verkerk can keep that gap small, she has a good chance.
Red.
Tian is faster off the line again. As expected. 10.5, 10.8 yesterday. 10.5, 10.7. Verkerk is faster. But so is Ruining Tian a little bit. Ruining Tian, fastest opener of the day so far. Can Verkerk get her in the lap? It looks good. But Tian skates a good bend here. And is still in the lead. And Tian wins the race with a small margin, 38-12. Verkerk 38-25. They go into place 1 and place 2. Tian a little bit slower than yesterday, Verkerk a 10th faster. It's good to see Ruining Tian back at the top. She had a very good Olympic year. Then struggled a bit at the start of the season as well. But now she was back on the podium yesterday and this was another very good race.
number 7, number 7 in the inner lane representing Japan, Yukino Yoshida.
In this pair, Yukino Yoshida
In the outer lane,
against Angelika Wojcik. Wojcik, Polish national record holder.
Go to the start.
Yoshida, just like Yamamoto with the men, the Japanese surprise of the season, improved herself a lot.
Ready.
In the background we could see Ryo Yamada do a bit of a practice start. She'll be in the next pair. Yoshida 10.61, Wojcik 10.69. Very nice openers. Wojcik has been a lot faster in the past, but she doesn't quite have that explosivity at the moment. And it is Yoshida who is slightly in the lead, but will she actually win the race? It is yes. 38-68, sorry. 38-70 for Wojcik. They go into 7th and 9th place. Well, that's quite a bit faster than yesterday for both of them. Three more pairs to go. Within the second to last pair, the most important race of all between Jackson and Kim. But first we'll see here Femke Kok against Ryo Yamada. Femke Kok has been the best Dutch 500 meter skater for a few years now. And Ryo Yamada really improved herself a lot this season compared to last year.
Go to the start.
Koch yesterday just 100th away from winning the World Cup. 37.70. Yesterday, Koch 10.55. Yamada 10.68. Koch's start here didn't look that fast. She is a little bit slower than yesterday. 10.57. Yamada also slower. And for Koch, that start is so important. She's done 10.3 a bunch of times. Yesterday, Kim won in 37.69, and that is the track record. Can Koch beat that? Can she beat herself from yesterday? 37.71. That's 100 slower than yesterday. Yamada 38.50. Few tenths slower. Koch does go into the lead by quite a bit. But of course we have the strongest skaters still coming. Kim only has to repeat what she did yesterday to win. Well, unless Erin Jackson goes a lot faster. Or at least to go into first place. So, this next pair will be about the World Cup. Kim is 14 points behind. So if Kim goes into first place here, Jackson needs to go at least into third place.
Go to the start.
Yesterday Jackson was 5th. And Kim won.
Ready.
Jackson with the down start usually has the faster opener than Kim and takes the lead here. But yesterday Kim was faster. Jackson, quite a big gap here already though. 10.43. Fastest of the day. Kim 2 entire tenths slower than yesterday. Very good start for Jackson here to win the overall World Cup. Looks like Kim has closed the gap a little bit though with a faster lap. Jackson doesn't have to win. Kim comes through under there, takes the lead, and final time is 37.94 at 37.91 for Kim, 37.94 for Jackson. And this means that Jackson has won the World Cup. Unless, maybe if both of the next skaters go exactly in between them, which is vastly unlikely. Well, exactly, if that happens, then they'll be tied. I don't know what happens then. Maybe it's the one who won the last one, which in that case would be Kim. Either way, Marit Vladeris against Kurumi Inegawa in the final pair. Vladeris yesterday 12th, Inegawa 7th. And that difference was made almost entirely in the first 100 meters. 38.38 for Inegawa, final time yesterday. 38.62 for Vladeris.
Ready.
Yesterday, Inegawa 10.6, Vladeris 10.8. Vladeris can do better. Although difference is even bigger today. 10.6 for Inegawa, 10.9 for Vladeris. For a sprinter, that's a little bit too slow. And Inagawa is almost next to her already. Now she has to skate a good turn and she'll be able to win the race. Although Vladera skates a good outer turn there. And is coming really, really close. And actually wins the race. With a very, very good lap. 38.32 for Vladeris goes into 6th place. 38.40 for Inagawa goes into 7th place. Inagawa pretty much same time as yesterday. But Marit Vladeris skates such a better lap than she did yesterday. For the podium though, that doesn't matter. Because we have our podium here. Femke Kok wins. Min Soon Kim is 2nd. Erin Jackson is 3rd. And those are the 3 skaters under 38 seconds here. And that means that Erin Jackson has won the overall World Cup. Naomi Verkerk, Marit Vladeris, 5th and 6th place. So 3 Dutch skaters in the top 6. Which is not something you see too often. In between there, Ruining Chan as well. We see the unofficial results. Then from place 7, Inagawa, Nayun Lee, Rio Yamada, Carolina, Boziak, and Wojciech Hiller, Yoshida, Warren, Wojcik, Kim, Yamana, Baran, and at the very end, Heather Curthers. Here we see the World Cup standings. It has gotten very, very, very close. But Jackson does win with 522 points. Kim, 2nd place, 514 points. Then Femke Kok in 3rd place with 447. And then Guts, Vladeris, Inagawa, Chan, and so on. Now, there are 2 more distances for today. The team sprint for men, which will start in about 25 minutes. And the mass start for women at the very end.
I probably should have said yes, but and then after that kind of moment passed, I guess, and now with kids, it's just I would have to move or you know, like it's not really doable anymore. Too much struggle. Yeah, too much struggle, I guess, at my age. Maybe one year when I'm really old, if I'm still attractive for them. So like, yeah, that's a has-been.
fois, il reste deux courses très excitantes. Le sprint par équipe, on aura l'équipe canadienne qui participera. Et le départ groupé également. On retrouvera nos deux Canadiennes, Marthe et Blondin, pour les deux qui défendront leurs deux premières places au classement général. C'est une course très excitante, donc restez avec nous. Un peu plus d'une heure, le tout sera terminé. Donc, deux courses encore, le sprint par équipe chez les hommes et le départ groupé chez les femmes. We have two more races. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the victory ceremony for the ISU World Cup 500 meters in the men. Mesdames et messieurs, la cérémonie de remise des médailles du 500 mètres hommes de la Coupe du monde ISU de Québec. The ISU delegate, Mr. Albert Iselhoff, will be presenting the medals, and the gifts will be presented by the mayor of the city, Mr. Bruno Marchand. Les médailles seront présentées par le délégué de l'ISU, M. Albert Iselhoff, et le souvenir présenté par notre maire de la Ville de Québec, Bruno Marchand. Bronze medalist representing Poland. Le médaillé de bronze représentant la Pologne, Piotr Michalski. Silver medalist representing also Poland. Le médaillé d'argent représentant également la Pologne, Marek Kania. Gold medalist and winner of the second 500 meters representing the USA. Médaille d'or et gagnant du deuxième 500 mètres représentant les États-Unis with a new track record by 100th of a second of 34-36 avec un nouveau record de piste de 34-36, Jordan Stoltz. Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, this is your podium for the second 500 of the ISU World Cup in Quebec City. Voici votre podium du deuxième 500 mètres de la Coupe du monde à Québec. Michalski, Kania, Stoltz. Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for this season's ISU Overall World Cup trophies in the 500 meters for men. Voici la cérémonie de remise des trophées du 500 mètres chez les hommes de la Coupe du monde ISU 2023-2024. Once again, the trophies will be presented by the ISU delegate, M. Albert Hazelhoff, et les trophées seront présentés par le délégué de l'ISU, M. Albert Hazelhoff. In third place overall, representing Japan, en troisième place du classement cumulatif, représentant le Japon et l'ami de Québec, Yuma Murakami. In second place overall, representing Canada. En deuxième place du classement cumulatif, représentant le Canada, Laurent Dubreuil. And the winner of this year's ISU World Cup in the 500 meter, representing Japan, le gagnant du 500 mètres de la Coupe du monde ISU 2023-2024, du Japon, Wataru Morishige. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, voici votre podium du classement général de la Coupe du monde 500 mètres ISU 2023-2024.
Yes, of course, of course. Congratulations.
Voici maintenant la cérémonie de remise des médailles du 500 mètres féminin de la Coupe du monde ISU de Québec. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the victory ceremony for the ISU World Cup 500 meters in the women. The medals will be presented again by Mr. Albert Hazelhoff, the ISU delegate, and the gift will be presented by the city's mayor, Bruno Marchand. Les médailles seront présentées par le délégué de l'ISU, M. Albert Hazelhoff, et le souvenir par le maire de Québec, M. Bruno Marchand. Bronze medalist representing USA. Médaillé de bronze représentant les États-Unis, Aaron Jackson. Silver medalist representing Korea. Médaillé d'argent représentant la Corée, Kim Min-sun. And gold medalist and winner of the second 500 meters of this World Cup, representing the Netherlands, médaillée d'or et gagnante du deuxième 500 mètres des Pays-Bas, Femke Kok. Alors, voici vos médaillés. These are your medalists for this second 500 meters in the ladies. Médaillé du deuxième 500 mètres, Jackson, Kim, and Kok. And now the victory ceremony for this season's ISU overall World Cup trophies in the 500 meters for women. La remise des trophées du 500 mètres femmes de la Coupe du monde ISU 2023-2024. Les trophées seront présentés par le délégué de l'ISU. Trophies will be presented by the ISU delegate, M. Albert Hazelhoff. In third place overall, representing the Netherlands en troisième place du classement cumulatif des Pays-Bas, Femke Kok. In second place, representing Korea, en deuxième place du classement cumulatif de la Corée, Kim Min-sun. And the winner of this year's ISU World Cup in the 500 meters, women representing the USA, la gagnante du 500 mètres de la Coupe du monde ISU 2023-2024, représentant les États-Unis, Erin Jackson. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your victors of this year's ISU World Cup overall classification in the 500 meters. Les vainqueurs des positions 1, 2, 3 du classement général du 500 mètres chez les femmes de la Coupe du monde ISU 2023-2024. Un peu moins de 5 minutes, on reprend les courses avec le sprint par équipe, une course très excitante à 3 patineurs qui vont s'échanger le relais à tour de rôle. Et c'est le dernier patineur qui détermine le temps de l'équipe. Le Canada sera dans la troisième paire, on y reviendra un peu plus tard. Donc il y aura 5 paires, c'est une course très excitante à suivre. Et c'est la meilleure équipe avec le temps le plus rapide qui se mérite de la première position. Nous passerons par la suite au départ groupé avec nos deux Canadiennes. Donc n'allez pas trop loin, ça va être une course très spectaculaire, ce départ groupé d'Amélie Maltais et Yves Blondin qui vont tenter de préserver leurs 2 premières places au classement de la Coupe du Monde jusqu'à maintenant. Valérie Maltais qui est en première position du classement général et Yves Blondin en deuxième position. Ils vont se faire pourchasser par plusieurs patineuses de long calibre dans cette course.
In a few minutes, we'll start with the men's team sprint. Which is an exciting event, where a team of 3 skaters sprints 3 laps as fast as possible. In the first race we have Finland alone, then Kazakhstan against Germany, Canada against Poland, the Netherlands against China, and then United States against Norway. United States is in the lead for the overall World Cup, but China has pretty much the same score. So whoever is the fastest of the 2 here will likely take home the overall World Cup. I still had South Korea on my list, but it appears they have pulled out. Unfortunately. No Japan either, even though Japan has a lot of great sprinters. Unfortunately, that's the thing we've been seeing a lot. Some big countries don't take it seriously, because they're not a fan of it. Which is in their right, but it's a shame. Others, such as Canada and the United States, take it very seriously though and love to do it. And it's a fun event for smaller countries like Finland, who you don't ever see on individual distances, at least not in the A division. It's a fun event for Finland to skate as well in countries like that. Finland used to have Pekka Koskela and Mika Pautala, but they both retired a while ago, 5-6 years ago. And ever since then Finland hasn't really had any skater near the top of the world. Suomalainen, well, one of the 2 Suomalainens anyway. The best, here we have Suomalainen, Lehtonen, and again Suomalainen. Tukka and Samuli Suomalainen.
Red.
Rules are you start with 3, you skate the full lap together, then the first one pulls away. The last 2 skate another lap together, and the second one, who's now in front, pulls away, and then the last one alone skates a 3rd lap. Opener 17:07. What is a fast opener? Well, the fastest ever is 15.9 by the Russians, and 16.3 is what I would consider quite fast. 12.7 from Finland here. We're measuring half lap times. $12.9 now. Some of the best teams in the world will skate low 12s, maybe even high 11s. Ooh, you see that? That was a swing technique, which is what some countries have adopted. And I don't know if it's determined yet if that is really faster. But it's definitely an interesting technique to give transfer some of the speed from the skater that's done to the skater that still has to skate. Final time for Finland, 1:23.16. I would consider that quite a decent time, considering the individual levels of these skaters, which, as I mentioned, is not the highest. Their teamwork was quite proper. We do have a track record, by the way. Skated at the 4 Continents Championships last season, which is 1:20.59. Skated by Canada, by Viola, Dubreuil and Larue. And I think there's a good chance that that will be beaten today. A very good chance. Especially the Polish skaters, who were the best at the Europeans and were really good today on the 500. First though, the German skaters Hendrik Dombeck, Moritz Klein and Stefan Ermele. Against, on the other side, the Kazakh skaters, who have Nikita Vajenin, Altai Jardembekuli and Artur Galiev.
Go to the start. Ready.
At the World Championships last year, Germany was the better of the two. But of course the teams change. It's not the same skaters every time. So anything can happen here. Openers 16.92 for both of them, which compared to the track record is a few tenths slower. $12.4 for Germany, $12.5 for Kazakhstan. They're well in the lead now compared to Finland. Germany accelerates 12.3, a second up on Finland. Kazakhstan 12.7. And Kazakhstan goes for the swing technique. Germany much faster though, 12.6 now, nearly 2 seconds up on Finland. Kazakhstan above 13 seconds there. 12.9 for Germany, Kazakhstan 13.2. Germany skating a very good race here. Final time of Germany 1:20.94 and Kazakhstan 1:22.68. Germany just a few tenths above the track records. About a third of a second. And about a second above their national record. But that national record was skated last year in Calgary, which is a high altitude rink, much faster. So this is a very good time for Germany. And perhaps, I don't have the exact data for that right now, but perhaps this might be a sea level national record. If it isn't, it'll be close. Germany also did the swing. Now though, we have the track record holders, world record holders, Canada, against here, the Polish sprint trio, Marek Kania, Piotr Michalski, Damian Czurek. Two of them were on the podium of the 500 meters about an hour and a half ago. And here we have for Canada, Jenken Zhao, Anders Johnson and Antoine Gélinas-Beaulieu. I think they'll have to be careful to not go too fast for Gélinas-Beaulieu, who is more of a 1,500 meter skater, with not the fastest opener and never really skates 500s. Maybe in a training competition every now and then. In fact,
Ready.
he is not in last place, I think. No, he is. The Polish skaters, European champion, low altitude world record holders. They opened 16.21s there, 16.21 there. What will they open here? 16.28, Canada 17.05. Oh, what happened to Canada? Hey. Did they exchange too early? 12.08 for Poland, which is on par with their low altitude world record. 12.17 for Poland. They're just a tenth of a second above it. Canada way behind. And Poland does the sweep. The swing. 12.55. Still only 1500ths of a second behind that low altitude world record and well below the track record. 12.34. They're going to get a big fat track record here. Poland, final time, 1:18.70. Phenomenal. Track record, and that is the 10th fastest time ever skated, including Calgary and Salt Lake. The second fastest ever skated on a low altitude rink. Only Poland themselves were faster earlier this year, a month ago, at the European Championships. And Canada either exchanged too early or maybe off screen someone fell. I think someone fell, yeah. That's of course more likely. Canada did get disqualified for making an exchange mistake in 2020 at the World Championships. That's why that came to my head. Because you have to exchange between the two pylons you can see, the two orange ones. Too early or too late and you're out. So Poland, a phenomenal time. Let's see if any of the other two teams can beat that. Well, there are 4 teams, 2 races. First though, fix up the ice a bit. Using some liquid nitrogen to freeze it all quickly. And on to the next pair. Here we have China
Ready to go for pair number 4. Dans le corridor
with Zi Liu, Jihan Deng,
representing
and
China,
Hanan Du.
Haonan, Deng Xinhan, Liu Zi. In the finish straight, dans le corridor, dans le droit de ce côté.
And the Netherlands with Stefan Westerbroek, Janne Wopman, and Wesley Dijs.
Wesley Dijs.
Go to the start.
Both teams have the potential to be very strong, but the question is how much do they train together? Usually quite a big problem for the Dutch teams. Poland opened 16.28. Probably neither of these teams are going to make that, because that's very fast. Let's see. 16.6 for China, 16.9 for the Netherlands. Well, they already miss a third and 2/3 of a second. Then Poland went to 12.0, 12.1 next. Well, China copies 12.1. The Netherlands quite a bit slower at 12.5. What can they do here? 12.3 for the Netherlands, for China. Netherlands gets up the steam right now with 12.1. The Netherlands still has a chance to win if they keep up that speed. And they have trained on the swing technique there. 12.3 for both now. Where Poland had a 12.5. And here 12.6 for China, 12.5 for the Netherlands. Well, they're well behind Poland. I don't think they're gonna make that. Still tight between these two teams though. Who will win? China slight lead. And it is China who wins. 1:19.61, Netherlands 1:19.76. They go into second and third place. The Netherlands finishes are roughly as fast as the Polish skaters, the second half. It's the first half where they lose it all. China lost a little bit everywhere throughout the race. One more pair to go, and the Polish skaters have a very good chance to win this event. Although, the United States definitely is not a team to scoff at, and neither is the Norwegians. Because the Norwegians are the second fastest team on low altitude. Norwegians also won the World Cup in Stavanger.
Moving on now to the last and fifth pair of this team sprint.
And the Norwegians with Hendrik Fagerli Rukke, Björn Magnussen, and Halvard Holmefjord Lorentzen.
Fagerli Rukke, Björn Magnussen, Halvard Holmefjord Lorentzen.
On the other side, the United States with Austin Kleba, Cooper McLeod, and Zach Stoppelmoor.
États-Unis, Austin Kleba, Cooper McLeod, Zach Stoppelmoor.
No Jordan Stolz, he doesn't really skate team sprints. Doesn't mean that they can't be very, very strong though.
Ready.
For the Norwegians, it's going to be difficult to match the speed the Polish skaters had at the start. See a little bit of a gap there. The Americans might be able to do it. Oh, Norway's faster actually. 16.6, 16.7 for the Americans. They already lose quite a bit. 12.19 for Norway, for the United States, 12.34 for Norway. The United States still has a chance. Norway is quite a bit behind. 11.9 for the United States. There we go. It's not much. The Poland's qualification also had 12-1 here. But still, it is faster. 12-2 for Norway now here. Ooh, they're both very, very close. The United States still slightly in the lead with a 12-4. Another 12-2 for Norway. They have come so close. It all comes down to this final stretch. Can Lorentzen do it? Will the Americans win? Oh, it's so close. So close. Norway wins the race. But Poland wins the event. 1:18.78 for Norway. 1:18.80 for the Americans. 3 teams under 1 minute and 19 seconds. That's incredible. That's a very high level. In fact, I'd wager this is the highest level we've ever seen in the team sprint. In the top 3 at least. Magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. And the top 3 within just a single 10th of a second. Times have been corrected. Norway got 200s added to their time, which would make them tied with the United States, but the United States also got an extra hundredth of a second. You see the results, 1:18.71 for Poland, 1:18.80 for Norway, 1:18.81 for the United States. Then China, the Netherlands, Germany, Kazakhstan, Finland and Canada got a fall and thus a disqualification. Some people are doubting how exciting the team sprint is. Well, if you've watched this, I think you'll see how exciting it really is. The United States wins the World Cup here. Poland into 2nd place. China into 3rd place. And then a significant gap to Germany, Norway, the Netherlands, Kazakhstan, Canada, Korea, Italy in 10th place. We have one more event to go for today. This is the women's mass start, last event of the weekend, which will start in 18 minutes at 17 past the hour. Join us today to keep learning and take your skills to the next level.
Dobra, to tylko tą drugą zmienimy już. A ty jedną tylko zmieniałeś? Jedną, no.
Pas trop loin, nous avons la remise de prix pour les sprints par équipe et ensuite le départ groupé chez les femmes dans quelques minutes seulement. De consistance aujourd'hui.
A to już teraz jest dekoracja w tym momencie, czy na starcie chyba, nie?
Ale chłopaki są bez spodu.
Ej, suwaga czy bez?
Bez spaku.
Bez spaku. A to teraz jest dekoracja?
No nie wiem. No tak, bo mas został.
Ale nie podszedł, nie. Myślałem, że będzie po masie.
Ale niekoniecznie. Nie ma żadnego odliczania po masie.
Nawet nie ma tutaj postawy.
To jest kim?
remise des prix dans quelques secondes pour le sprint par équipe. Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the ISU World Cup Team Sprint in Men. Voici la cérémonie de remise des médailles de sprint par équipe chez les hommes de la Coupe du monde ISU de Québec. Monsieur Albert Hazelhoff will be presenting the medals. And the gifts will be presented by multi-medalist in the Olympics, Gaétan Boucher. Les médailles seront présentées par le délégué de la ISU, Monsieur Albert Hazelhoff. Et les souvenirs présentés par multiples médaillés olympiques, M. Gaétan Boucher. Bronze medalist, Team USA. Silver medalist, médaillé d'argent, Team Norway, équipe Norvège. Gold medalist and winner de Team Sprint, médaille d'or et gagnant de sprint par équipe. Équipe Pologne, Team Poland. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your podium for this year's Team Sprint in the ISU World Cup in Quebec City. Ladies and gentlemen, now the victory ceremony for this season ISU Overall World Cup trophies in the team sprint. The trophies will be presented by the ISU delegate, Monsieur Albert Hazelhoff. In third place overall, Team China. In second place overall, Team Poland. And the winner of this year's ISU World Cup in the team sprint, Team USA. This is your top 3 finalists in the team sprint this year of this ISU 2023-2024 World Cup.
We're just gonna walk off and then come back.
Départ groupé. On va vous expliquer comment ça fonctionne, mais nous aurons deux.
It's nearly time for the women's mass start. Here a quick list of all the skaters who will participate. Motte, Blondin, Maginello, Schouten, Das, Groenewoud, Stichjon, McGregor, Piotrowska, Herdy, Ulrich Kulsova, Yin, Lollobrigida, Birkeland, and Binyu Yang. World Cup standings. Motin and Blondin are in first and second place. And whoever wins here of them, whoever is the fastest, most likely wins the overall World Cup. Although Irene Schouten also still has a chance. And so does Mia Manginello, who's in third place. The mass start. 16 laps, you start in a pack. You do have some sprint laps in between. After 4, 8 and 12 laps you can get a few points there. But the majority of the points are earned at the sprint. Not necessarily a sprint, but at the finish after 16 laps. Previous World Cups have been won by Blondin, the first one. Marijke Groenewoud, the second one. Irene Schouten, the third and fourth one. And Yvonne Blondin again, the fifth one. Those points you earn at the sprint laps and the finish are not the same as the World Cup points. That confused me a little yesterday. Haven't commentated the Mastart that often yet.
Wearing number 5 from Belgium,
Now those points you earn are just to determine the ranking. And then based on the ranking you get World Cup points, the same as in any other distance. Skaters are announced and called to the front one by one right now.
Je vous présente les autres patineuses de cette course. The rest of the field in this mass start. Number 7 from Poland, Magdalena Chichong. Number 8 from Switzerland, Katie McGregor. Number 9 from Poland, Olga Piotrowska. Number 10 from Switzerland, Ramona Aki.
There are a maximum of 2 skaters per country. We have Canada, the Netherlands, America, China, Poland and Switzerland with 2 here. And then Belgium, Germany, Czechia, and Italy with just 1. You can still win on your own. It's just a little bit more difficult because even though this is an individual event, 2 people from the same country will almost always work together. And Schouten and Groenewoud are known to be very, very good at that. Last season they were pretty much unbeatable. This season they've been beaten, well, once, which was the last World Cup. Blondin also won the first one, but Schouten and Groenewoud weren't there in the first one.
Ready.
Time doesn't matter here, which is why the Chinese skater at the back, Bing Yu Yang, even had her arms crossed when she skated away. Time doesn't count, it's only whoever finishes first. The first of the 16 laps, you could call an empty lap, doesn't really count. You're not allowed to place any attacks, it's just to get everyone skating, a bit up to speed. And then after that, you get another start signal and then it really, really starts. Currently in the front, Valérie Maltais with the golden cap. Behind that, Irene Schouten. And then Mia Manganiello behind that. Very often, much more so than the men's, the women's mass start ends in a mass sprint. Although Schouten and Groenewoud have managed to skate away, get a big lead and stay away a few times. One of them. The reason they are so strong is that they both can keep at it for a very, very long time. They're both great distance skaters. But they also are 2 of the fastest sprinters of the field. And it's rare that someone can do it both. It's even rarer that you have 2 in the same country who work together who can both do it both. Speed going up a little bit here. And there goes Kusova. And the 2 Swiss skaters as well. Within the lead there, Ramona Herdy now, behind that McGregor. They're skating for the sprint points. Herdy still in the lead, McGregor behind. Then Kusova. And the 2 Swiss are first and second. And then Ulrich, German skater, also grabs 1 point. There's quite a big gap now. more than 100 meters between this group of 7 and the other 9. This group of 7 has McGregor, Hardy, Ulrich, Kursova. Well, I see it again. Tas. And I saw one of the Americans there and one of the Polish skaters. Can't quite see who, haven't been able to read the cap number. Okay, and Groenewoud is leading the chase now. There's another gap here between the first 5 and the other 4. There's a difference of almost 200 meters between the head group, the group in the lead, and these 5. That's a big difference. If they work together well, not seeing them currently, so I don't know how well they're working together. Here they are. That's Birkeland for the Americans there. And for Poland, that's Ciszon. Ciszon in the lead now, and they are going quite fast. They can see the 4 in the back there. And it's about half a lap difference between the 5 that are led by Groenewoud, that are in chase. Well, those 9 have caught up back together again. And the difference is getting bigger. They've almost caught up. The 7 in the front have almost caught up to the other 9. And if that happens, if you get lapped, you're out. If you don't stop after you get lapped, you will get disqualified. Almost the entire field got disqualified in one of the World Cups because they didn't get out. Or maybe that was the European Championships, I'm not sure. Either way, somewhere that happened this season. So if this group ever comes really close, then the other 9 will have to accelerate, and they most likely will. They will have the energy for that. Difference, the gap is well, either increasing or decreasing, depends on at which gap you look. Their lead is slightly decreasing anyway. This is the gap in chase, this is the pack in front. What's interesting is that neither of the Canadians and neither of the Dutch skaters, and also not Manganiello, are in here. And those are 5 of the top 6 in the World Cup standings. The only one of the top 6 who is here is Sandrine Tas. With cab number 5. We have just a few laps to go, and the gap is still more than half a lap. I don't think it's possible for the chasers anymore to keep up, especially to catch up, especially if they go this fast for the sprint lap here. I think. Yes. So we've got 12 laps now, 4 more to go. There's Ciszon with the sprint lap points. And now it's a question of going to the finish and seeing who can win the sprint. Unless something miraculous happens with this pack, but they're not going very fast. So at the moment they're not gaining. Maybe they're all skating very defensively just for the World Cup win. And that's why they don't really care about this individual distance. Ooh, the pack has almost caught up again. The leading pack, which is this pack, is they're all waiting to see what happens, who's going to be in front. You don't really want to be in front yet. You want to be a little bit further in the back so that you're out of the wind, and then take a sprint past everyone near the end. It's usually what people do. Come from the back.
est-ce qu'il va leur rester seulement un tour et demi? On va avoir une fin de course.
You can see them all waiting, sensing. Speed goes up now. McGregor in the lead. And there comes Herdy. Herdy in the lead now. One more lap to go. Tas behind Herdy. And Ulrich behind that. Tas on the inside now, leading the sprint. Herdy behind. Ulrich behind that. Oh, crash from Berkeland. Is it Tas or Ulrich? It is Tas. And it is also still, I believe that was Herdy into second place. Oh, it was Lolle Brigida who fell. Wait, she was in the pack behind. She also fell. And Schouten wins the sprint of the rest. That was a very chaotic mass start. Something happened there in the pack behind. Because one of the Canadians there threw her arms up. I don't really know in what fashion. But something happened. Either way, Tas won the mass start, which is by far her best result. And as you see, crazy things can happen. A pack with neither of the Canadians and neither of the Dutch skaters. I'd never expect that to happen, but it happened. They got away. Now I'm not sure who has won the World Cup. Let's see. It is Tas who won. And according to here, Schouten was the best of the rest. Close behind that Maltais, which means that she would have won the overall World Cup, I think. Yes, the points have been added on the ISU website. And for Schouten, this is enough to tie with Manganiello for third place. But Schouten won the final race, which is this one. So that would mean that Schouten gets the third place in the World Cup. What an interesting race this was. At one point we had 3 different packs, 7 in front, 5 chasing and 4 behind that. Those 5 and 4 came together again. And then in the final 2 laps, something happened with there. Lolle Brigida fell. There was a massive gap between all of them. Schouten won the sprint of those with a massive lead. I have no idea what happened. I didn't see it. All we saw was the front pack, which makes sense, but I would have liked to see at least 1 or 2 short shots of the pack in the back. That was a very nice sprint at the front. And I'm not entirely sure about previous seasons. Oh, well, that happened. Oh, Groenewoud went down as well. In the final turn. I was saying, I'm not entirely sure about previous seasons and such. But there's a good chance that this is Tas' very first World Cup victory. Considering how dominant the Dutch skaters have been, I'm pretty sure it is. And Maltais, of course, is very happy to win the overall World Cup. It's got to be a fantastic feeling. She didn't win the race, definitely not. But she did in her home country, at her home rink. The ring that kept her from quitting. She won the overall World Cup. She'll be so very glad that she didn't quit. And that she kept on skating. She got her first individual, well, on a classic distance, so not the mass start, World Cup medal as well last week. 3rd place on the 3K. And then got another medal today. No, almost a medal. 4th place at the 1500. Here we see the results. Tas, Herdy, Ulrich, McGregor, Chichon, Kursava. And then it was Birkeland who won the sprint. Oh, no, Birkeland was the 7th of that first group. Never mind. Schouten won the sprint. Then Martin, Manginello. Oh yeah, Birkeland went down, but apparently was quick enough to get up and still finish before Schouten. We didn't see that happen. And Lollobrigida and Groenwoud did not finish. Final World Cup standings. Motte, Blonde with 263, 257 points. Then Schouten in 3rd place. Same points as Manginello, but Schouten won the final one, this one. So she gets to be in 3rd place. Tas, Herdy, Chichon, McGregor, Ulrich and Groenwoud to round out the top 10. And that has been it for the World Cup circuit this season. We've had all the World Cup races. We've had all the winners. We've had all the losers. We've had people improve themselves. We've had people skate not so hot. And it was an absolutely lovely World Cup season, especially these last two. In 2 weeks, we'll have the World Championships in Calgary, World Single Distance Championships. Week before that, actually next week, there will be the Junior World Championships in Japan. The Senior World Championships in 2 weeks are in Calgary, also in Canada. And then after that, on 7, 8th, 9th and 10th of March, we'll have the World Allround and Sprint Championships. This was my last commentary of the season. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you perhaps again next year. Wish you a good night, good rest of your day, and I bid thee goodbye.
Des médailles pour ce départ groupé dans quelques minutes et également la remise de la Coupe du monde du départ groupé. Nous avons 2 Canadiennes sur le podium, donc restez parmi nous. Ça clôt cette Coupe du monde de façon spectaculaire. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the victory ceremony for the ISU World Cup Mass Start in the Women. Mesdames et messieurs, voici la cérémonie de remise des médailles du départ groupé chez les femmes de la Coupe du Monde ISU de Québec. Mr. Albert Hazelhoff will be presenting the medals, and the gifts will be presented by Jean Pichette, Vice President of Speed Skating Canada. Les médailles seront présentées par le délégué de l'ISU, M. Albert Hazelhoff, et le souvenir par M. Jean Pichette, vice-président de patinage de vitesse Canada. Bronze medalist representing Germany. Médaille de bronze représentant l'Allemagne, Michel Uhrig. Silver medalist representing Switzerland. Médaille d'argent représentant la Suisse, Ramona Hardy. And gold medalist and winner of this mass start representing Belgium, médaillée d'or et gagnante du départ groupé représentant la Belgique, Sandrine Tass. Mesdames et messieurs, voici vos médaillés de ce mass start, de ce départ groupé très spécial, très excitant de la Coupe du Monde ISU de Québec. These are your medalists of this ISU World Cup mass start in the women. Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for this season's ISU overall World Cup trophies in the mass start for women. Mesdames et messieurs, la cérémonie de remise des trophées du départ groupé chez les femmes de la Coupe du Monde ISU 2023-2024. Le délégué de l'ISU, M. Albert Hazelhoff, will be once again presenting the trophies. In third place overall, representing the Netherlands, en troisième place du classement cumulatif des Pays-Bas, Irene Schouten. In second place overall, representing Canada. En deuxième place du classement cumulatif, représentant le Canada, Ivani Blondin. And the winner of this year's ISU World Cup in the Mass Start in the women, representing Canada, la gagnante du départ groupé de la Coupe du Monde ISU 2023-2024 du Canada, Valérie Maltais. Voici votre podium de la Coupe du Monde du classement général pour la saison 2023-2024 du départ groupé. This is your podium for the overall classification in the mass start in the women. Alors, merci beaucoup à tous les bénévoles, tous les organisateurs. Thank you to all the teams who came to Quebec City. I hope you enjoy your stay here. Merci aux spectateurs d'avoir participé en grand nombre et d'avoir savouré ce spectacle incroyable. Et on espère vous revoir dans un événement international le plus rapidement possible. We hope to see you again. The sooner, the better. Have a safe trip home.
Valérie, tu seras pas long.
Est-ce qu'on prend le temps ensemble? Hein?
Ouais, on va vous faire séparément.
La petite semaine.
On va faire...
On va faire une ensemble, ça fait.
Fait que Ivani, c'est bon pour le coup.
Après, juste avec Fanny, puis après.
Marc-André, je vais devoir sur 5.